Hello. This is no ordinary Land Cruiser. Behind us is the rarest 100 series model ever sold in the United States. This Land Cruiser is one of about only 50 that was ever sold in the US with a cloth interior. And we found it in a bit of a tired state. So over the course of this series, we've been bringing it back to its former glory. And now, let's finish transforming this interior from being like a tired old leaky submarine into a cool guy's car. Pretty much every Land Cruiser that's on the road today has an extremely crusty center console. My rule of thumb is that once you press a button and there's a crunch because of all the built-up dirt, that's a pretty good time to take everything apart and clean. In all honesty, I don't mind this wood trim, but I do think that it looks best in Land Cruisers with tan interiors. Once it starts to delaminate and look like Goldmember's forehead in Austin Powers, that is when it's a high time to remove these wood grain stickers. Removing this unsightly delaminated wood trim is a very simple process. First, by using a heat gun with a plastic tool to carefully remove the wood. Next, removing all the leftover adhesive, and then using a product like Goo Gone will revert a trim piece back to the day it was born in Japan. The disassembly and cleaning stages are very gratifying, but the best feeling for me is reassembling all the newly refreshed components and reinstalling them into the car. Adding this refreshed center console top plate to the work we conducted in our previous episode is a pretty gratifying feeling. And you can see in this before and after footage that whoever put it together the last time must not have been a big fan of doing things the right way. But luckily, now it looks as good as new. That center console really turned out well. This is the prime example about how you can make a big impact on your experience with the car at little to no cost at all. All you have to do is just invest a few hours of your time, and it's fun during the process. And now, much to the dismay of the Toyota accessory department, let's get rid of the remaining wood trim, starting with the AC control panel. And after removing it, what the heck is this? The nest of a mouse who has good taste? I think this may be insulation from the hood pad, but I didn't find a mouse or any items left behind by a mouse. After thorough disinfecting of everything, you can see we're moving on to the center console wood trim. This one was a bit painful to do because it hadn't started delaminating yet, but when you think about how the interior is all gray and black, this shade of wood trim would have stuck out a bit. After 27 years of use, the AC control knobs had become worn and loose, so we replaced these as well. And next, we moved on to the window switches. The removal of this wood trim on the window switches was our final step before leaving us with a monochromatic, clean interior. We are nearing the end of the road. Now we can finish with a cleaning montage and tying up a few loose ends. This video is my 11th posted on YouTube, and when looking at the metrics of how each video performs, it's interesting to see how each of them compares. So far, while a standard review of a car has gained more views, these videos of fixing up the cloth Land Cruiser have a much higher view to like ratio. Not as many people watch these videos, but those of you who do really seem to enjoy them. I'd say that if you're watching this video, you have pretty good taste. In cars, that is. Not really in YouTube channels. Self-deprecation. The footage from this video was filmed as early as March 2023. It's been a long journey of fixing up this car, and editing down the hours of footage into these short few minutes really takes a surprisingly long amount of time. I haven't taken too many time lapses because I enjoy the process of editing it down to the highlights. But what do you think? Do you enjoy this very mild cleaning and restoration? Or would you realistically rather see a time lapse? What do I know? The last few details. Luckily, these carpet floor mats are still readily available, and they've really helped the car look fresher, more youthful. In addition, you can still get most of the stickers and labels throughout the car. Using this cover from another Land Cruiser as a reference, that turned out pretty well. The final item was removing the door panel and sending it off to be recovered, and this took the interior up to a whole new level. Wow. The before and after footage really tells the full story. Starting with that crusty barnacle of an interior and transforming it into what we see before us really has been a journey, and I'm glad we've documented it all here. Driving the car is such a pleasant experience now. I previously had a green Land Cruiser that had only 85,000 miles, and even though this car's covered 3 times that distance, they give pretty similar levels of enjoyment. With all the clean plastic switches and fresh surfaces, the 90s Toyota economical charm puts a smile on your face every time you drive it. It can even make you happy on the way to your colonoscopy. We will be finishing up our story with the cloth Land Cruiser in the next episode, where a few exterior items and mechanical issues will be resolved. It'll be the end of an era, and I look forward to seeing you all there. If you enjoyed this video, and have pity, you could bestow upon it a like, leave a comment down below, maybe even subscribe, but that's up to you. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode, and I hope you have a great day.